Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Today we're taking a look at the Streamlight Stylus Pro 360 pen light. Here's what you get in the blister packaging. You get the backing, which has all the information you need regarding the light, and yes, it opens up and there's more information on the inside panels. You get, unfortunately, a very cheaply made, very flimsy nylon breakaway lanyard that you can wear around your neck or through a wrist. It's, very cheaply made. You get a thin nylon belt holster with an extremely thin opening. So I guess you could put this on your extremely thin belt for your dress pants. That opening, that is no. I guess you can put a carabiner clip through here and then clip the carabiner to a belt loop. Doesn't come with a carabiner clip. It's also a nice way to carry the flashlight in a pack, so I guess it doesn't get scratched up. This is a working man's tool, so I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, if you're going to use the included nylon sheath, get you a large carabiner clip, put it through there, and then clip this to a belt loop or something like that. And then you get the flashlight itself. Let's take a closer look. There we are. Streamlight Stylus Pro 360. Now, those of you who are familiar with the Streamlight Stylus Pro are probably wondering, well, it looks like a standard model. What makes it 360? And here it is. This flashlight has two, for lack of a better term, modes. It has flashlight mode, and that's a forward clicky switch on the end there. So you can press it a little bit for temporary on. I like that. And then the second mode, take the head or bezel and just pull. Now what you see there is the second mode. Now I'm going to switch this on, but beware, it's going to be pretty bright, and I don't know how my camera will adjust for it, considering it's not coming out the front. But yeah, when you pull the head or bezel forward and you expose this transparent section right there, 360 all the way around, when you press this forward clicky switch or you click it into place, there will be no light coming out the front. So let's just press the switch and yep, there you go. Now, I will say this, that beam of light looks a lot less intense on camera than it does in real life. So what is this second mode? Well, it's actually lantern mode, because you're supposed to stand this on its rubberized end on a flat surface after switching on the flashlight, and yep, that lights up in a 360-degree pattern, allowing you to light up a small room. So that's the main difference regarding the Streamlight Stylus Pro 360 versus a regular Streamlight Stylus Pro. That's called lantern mode, or if it's not, it should be. So with the head extended, you get 360-degree lantern mode. With the head pushed in, you use this as a regular flashlight / pen light. So that's the first main difference. The second one is over here. This thing that looks like a bell, well, that is actually soft, flexible plastic. Well, no, I'm sorry, not plastic. I meant to say soft, flexible rubber. And the reason why it's bell-shaped is so that when you put this on a flat surface, and you can see the tail cap switch is recessed in there, you put it on a flat surface and it stays there. Now, this is not permanently attached. It's not glued into place. As a matter of fact, it comes off rather easily and is a friction fit. Now, the last thing you want to do is keep taking this thing on and off of the flashlight, because as with all friction fit attached items, the more you take it off and put it back on, this will loosen up until it becomes too loose to actually be useful. But without that rubberized end piece, and with the bezel pushed back down, what does that look like? Yep, it looks like an ordinary Streamlight Stylus Pro. And as a matter of fact, you can use it as such. Yep, absolutely. Easier access to the tail cap switch. Now, unfortunately, one of the disadvantages is Streamlight really missed a good opportunity. This version of their Stylus Pro really should have had a lower output. As it is, forward clicky rubberized switch with one output, 65 rated lumens. Now that might not seem much, but ironically in lantern mode, it's actually too much. And I will get into an explanation as to why. But this particular version of Streamlight's very popular, very well-known pen light should have had a lower output setting. And unfortunately, it doesn't show up on my camera. It just doesn't. But here's the problem. If you just want a regular Streamlight Stylus Pro, buy a regular one. This version is a bit more expensive because of the extra lantern mode and, yeah, because of that piece. It's more expensive. So if you just want to use this as a regular pen light, buy the regular version, save yourself some money, because unfortunately, the lantern mode doesn't work very well at all. I mean, yes, you can get this and you've got the lantern mode as an option where you can carry this without the rubberized bell on the end, light that up, and it's like, oh, I can wave this around, 360 view in a small room. No, it's not worth it. Because again, my camera is not showing it, but the problem is when you're using this as a lantern flat on a surface, oh, the starburst that comes off of this thing is horrendous. Yep. If you have this thing up on a shelf above your sight line and you're looking up at it, it works fine. The problem is no one's going to do that. That's not how people use a small lantern like this one, or one that's obviously going to be significantly bigger, because this is the only pen light I know of that has lantern mode. So a small handheld lantern, obviously it's going to be bigger than this one, but even the small ones, where do you put them? You put them on a table, and they're going to be below your sight line as you're standing up. Or you put them on a surface, and then you sit down somewhere in the small room, and the lantern is going to be right at your sight line. Well, the problem with this is that even though it works well when this lantern is placed above your sight line or above your head on a shelf, it works horribly when you place it down on a table or cabinet. It really does. Because of the starburst effect coming off of this thing, that freaking heck, my camera is not picking up. What you're seeing on camera right now is not what you get in real life, not even remotely, because at 65 lumens, the white light starburst effect is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous, making lantern mode pretty much useless. When you're looking at this thing or you're glancing at it, the starburst is terrible. And unfortunately, I can't show it to you because, again, my camera does not pick it up. So as a lantern, this thing is pretty much useless. You're better off just carrying it as a regular pen light. And if you're going to do that, there's really no point in buying this. Now, some of you might be saying, okay, well, if it's above my head, maybe I can hang it up from the roof of my tent. Well, that's a great idea, but there's absolutely no latch anywhere on the head. None. Yes, you do get a pocket carry clip like you get on all versions of this particular flashlight, but there's no latch. There's no place to attach a latch. You can't hang this up from the inside roof of a tent, have it above your sight line, and then enjoy the output it puts out. No. Yeah, you get a clip. Okay, there's a clip. That's about it. Machined aluminum construction all the way through. This part is plastic. And this end piece here is soft rubber. Let me just put that back on there. And you have to be careful to put it on so that the tail cap boot is recessed inside. Let's see, that's, no, a little bit more. Have I got it? Yeah, I got it. And another problem is, so this thing is not permanently attached. It's rubberized, and it can come off a little easy, a little too easy. So if you've got this clipped to a pocket and all of a sudden something happens where, hey, I need my pen light, or hey, I need my flashlight, and you go to grab it and tear it out of a pocket, this can come off in your hand, which is annoying. And if you lose this piece, yeah, so much for lantern mode altogether. But it's okay. It's okay. Why? Because lantern mode itself is useless with that starburst effect. This thing is a perfect example of an interesting, neat little concept, but unfortunately, piss poor execution. And from a company like Streamlight, that is surprising. Although, from experience, and we're talking experience going back decades with this brand, yeah, every once in a while, most of their flashlights are very pragmatic, very useful, very well made. But once in a while, they'll churn out a model, and you're like, what the hell were they thinking? For anyone who has experience with Streamlight's Night Fighter model, and I definitely do, that thing was originally an incandescent model designed specifically to compete with Surefire's C2 incandescent model. I own both flashlights. I owned them back in the day, and it was no contest. The Night Fighter, I don't know what the hell the Streamlight designers were smoking. Maybe they were drunk when they created it. These are all just allegations and speculations, but that thing was horrible, beyond ridiculous, beyond terrible. I mean, literally the same concept as the Surefire C2, but oh my goodness, Surefire took that concept and they did a fantastic job. Streamlight took that concept and they did a very confusing, miserable job. Seriously. Streamlight's Night Fighter model is worse than you think it is. Right now, whatever you're thinking, no, it's worse. I own that monstrosity, and years later, I managed to run into a Surefire, I'm sorry, not a Surefire, a Streamlight representative. That's right, I managed to run into a Streamlight representative at a brick and mortar Army-Navy store where the store was an authorized dealer. Managed to run into the guy. We had a conversation, and this was back when Streamlight was coming out with their new and improved Night Fighter model in LED. And I told that representative how much I was looking forward to the new model because the old model was horrible. And I told him exactly why it was horrible. I outlined everything wrong with that model. Do you know what he said to me? He said, well, I'm sure you'll enjoy the new model. And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. And a few months later, the new model came out. It was the same damn design, except for a couple of anti-roll rings on the bezel. And that representative knew it. So yeah, it was the same damn idiotic, bizarre, miserable joke of a design. Now, thankfully, this model is not quite as bad, although it would be very difficult for any other Streamlight model to be as bad as the Night Fighter, both the incandescent and the LED version. Free review, Streamlight Night Fighter, absolutely avoid. If there is someone in your life you hate, but you have to buy them a gift, buy them that. Seriously, that's how bad it is. But yeah, this is another one of those models where it's like, okay, the concept is technically a good one, but the execution is terrible. You can easily lose this rubberized piece, and the starburst in lantern mode is so horrible as to be unusable. So what's the point of this thing? You're literally better off buying a very small lantern and buying a dedicated pen light rather than trying to get 2-in-1. This doesn't work. This is the 2 AAA version. And as far as I know, this is the only version that offers regular mode and lantern mode. Oh, by the way, guys, as usual, specs in the description box below. Be sure to check that out when the review is over. But yeah, overall, this thing is a neat little concept. Yeah. This portion up here, it does unscrew just above the pocket carry clip so you can put batteries into it. But yeah, just a neat, interesting concept that doesn't work. The other problem, being long and skinny, you put this on a flat surface, you could accidentally blow on it and it'll fall over. It's not that stable, so that's another issue. This thing is an issue. Lantern mode, huge issue. The fact that it's long and skinny and not that stable, this falls over so easily. If someone were to mildly slam a door shut, this would fall over. Too skinny, too long. Just no. Unfortunately, as much as I wanted to like this flashlight, I have to give it an avoid. Don't waste your money, guys. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please stay safe out there. Yes, unfortunately, it's still dangerous. I'll see you soon.